Okay, so next topic is query. Okay, so in Salesforce, we have query, two type of query, SOQL and SOS. Okay, so first we will study SOQL. Okay, so SOQL, it is similar to the SQL. Okay, it is similar to the SQL. Okay, but why we use SOQL? So let's suppose it's the database and we have Apex class. What you want? You want data from database to Apex class. That time what you will do? You will use SOQL. If you want to retrieve data, or you can say if you want to fetch the data from database, that time you will use ref class. To retrieve the data or to fetch the data, we use SOQL in Salesforce. Okay, what is it? It's the database. So if you want to fetch the data from database, that time you will use SOQL. Okay, so if you want to fetch the data, or you can say fetch the records of any object. Okay, if you want to fetch the data or retrieve the data from the database, so that time you will use SOQ. Okay, fine. So what's the syntax to write the SOQ? Okay, so first you will write keyword, select keyword, then you will write field name like name, type, rating. Then you will write one keyword, that is from. Then you will write object account. Okay, so if we will discuss what is select here. So select, it's the keyword. Okay, after select keyword, what I wrote name, type, rating. What is it? These are the fields. Okay, select keyword fields. So which field information you want to retrieve, you have write it here. Select fields. Then you have to write from, and what is from? It's the SOQL query keyword. Okay, then I've written here account. What is it? Object API. So it's the syntax to write the query. First you will write select keyword, then field name, then from keyword, then object API. Okay, and if you want example, I've written here also. You can see the example. Select name, type, rating. These are the field of account object.
Sir, we write in square braces.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So next question is that where we can write SOQ. where we can write SOQL. So first answer is we have one platform that is query editor. Okay, so in query editor we can write the SOQL. Then we have Apex class. In Apex class we can write the query. We have trigger. In trigger we can write the query. Okay, so there are three things where we can write the query: query editor, Apex class, trigger. Okay, maybe next week I'll teach you trigger, but Apex class we already know. But here I'm getting one new thing, that is query editor. So what is it? If you want to check your query, want to check your query, it's correct or not. So that time you can use query editor. Okay, so to practice the query or to check the query, we use query editor. With the help of query editor, we can easily check our query is correct or not. If there is some error, we will not get the data and we can check it. In our class, we will face many challenges. Okay. Else, what you can do, you can use external tool also. We have Workbench. In Workbench, you can also write the query and you can check it. But it's the external tool. Okay. So I have done select name type rating from account. So I'm going to write it. This query, I'm going to write. So what you have to do, here you will get when you will open console screen. When you will open developer part, you will get one button that is drop up button. Click on drop up button. And when you will click on drop up button, you will get logs. Okay, you will get some button. Logs, test, checkpoints, query editor. Here you can see we have query editor. Okay. So go to the query editor and when you will click on the query editor, you will get some help message or you can say placeholder message. Enter SOQL or SOSL query. Okay. And after column, you will get some hint. Select column from type where predicates, find what in type field done like that. Okay. So it's a way to write it. So I'm going to write the query. Select name, write the field name, rating, type from account. Okay. I've written the query, select name, rating type. So I want all the records of account and when I will fetch the data of the account records, I want three field data only. Name, field data, rating, field data, type. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to click on after writing the query in query editor, you have to click on execute button. Okay. Here you can see I'm getting execute button. So I'm clicking on execute button. So when I will click on execute button, one tab will open and here I'll get all the records, all account records. So they are 118 records in my org and here I'm getting the name, date and time of all the records. So any doubt till here?
No, sir.
Good. Okay. So how we will write the query in Apex class? Okay. I'm going to teach you how we will write the query in Apex class. So click on the file, click on new Apex class, SOQL, example, CTR. Okay. So when you will write the query in Apex class, so how you will write? You will use square bracket. Okay. You will use square bracket when you will write the query in Apex class. But in query editor without square bracket, you can write it. Okay. So first thing, when you will write the query, what you will write? You will write select keyword. Okay. So when you will write select keyword, what would be the naming convention of select keyword?
Always
upper case, upper
case.
case, नहीं upper case,
Uppercase.
upper case. Yes.
Uppercase. Okay. So whenever you will use the keyword in query, you have to follow uppercase naming convention. So I've written select. Okay. Then after select keyword, what we have to write? We have to write the field name. From which field? From which field you want to retrieve the data? You have to write it here. Name, rating, type, industry, and not event. Okay, write the field name. Then from which object you want? So from what is it? It's a keyword. You have to follow uppercase name convention. From account. Okay. So next question to Hina ma'am. How many records I'll get when this query will execute? Select name from account. How many records we will get? One,
Five.
too many,
Many.
many. Okay, Mukul, how many reports we will get?
Many records.
Many record. ठीक है, किस तरह के कौन से ऑब्जेक्ट के रिकॉर्ड मिलेंगे आपको?
Accounts.
Account.
Count.
So where you will store the data?
List of accounts.
Good. So I'm going to create one list. Type
List of
name,
account basis.
then store. So list of account is list. Means we will get multiple account records. One account record we can store in one account. It's one account object. But if we have multiple records, we will create list of account. One account record we can store in one account, but we have multiples, more than one. So I've created list of account. ACC list is the variable. This type of information we can store. We can store multiple information. Okay. And you can say right hand side, I've written the query and I'm getting multiple records. Okay. Now I want to check the size. How many records I'm getting. So which method I will use to check the size?
Size.
Size.
Number of
All records will come in ACC list. Means if there are 50 records will come in ACC list. So I want to check the size. How many records are in ACC list?
ACC list dot size.
Size method.
Size method. Okay. Now I'm going to create one variable. It is a total records in which I am storing total records. Okay. Fine. कुछ एरर है मैम मतलब नेमिंग कन्वेंशन वन्वेंशन डेवलपर टीम?
SQL का सब पढ़ाई है. That is. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So when you will get the keyword in query, whenever you will get the keyword in query, what you have to do, you have to break the line. Okay. So by syntax, it's correct, but it's not a good approach to write the query. Okay, what you have to, what you should have in your mind when you will write the query. First thing, when you will write the SOQL keyword, you have to follow uppercase naming convention. And if any keyword is coming in your query, so you have to break the line. So here I am getting two keywords. First is select keyword. After that, I'm getting from keyword. So when from second keyword will come, we have to break the line. Okay. You have to press enter. You have to break it. Then you have to save. So it's a way to write the query. Okay. Now I'm going to save it. Okay. Now I want to display all the records, you can say, in a table. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create one Visual Force page. Click on File, New, Apex class. Okay, so I'm going to create one Visual Force page for this, and going to use controller 8. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm going to create one page block. Sorry, I'm going to use form. Then I'm going to create one page block, and I'm going to create table. And in table, there are two mandatory attributes which we have to pass value and variable. Okay, so in value, which type of data we will send, which type of data we will send in value
List.
list. Okay, so data is available in Apex class. From Apex class, we have to send the data. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create some public variable, public list of account, acc list, get set method, and here unit is time not creating. What I'm doing, I have created one list, public list of account acc list, and I'm going to initialize it in constructor. Acc list is equal to all the records. Okay, if you want to display the record, public integer total record get set. Okay, so in when page will reload, constructor will execute, and we will fetch the data, and data will come in acc list. Then in total records, all the records will store in total records variable. Okay, now list all the records are available in acc list, all account record. I'm going to iterate it, pass the variable here, write any name, acc, pass the field name. I want to display the. Okay, so which field data you are retrieving? Name, rating, type, industry. That field name you have to write here only. Which field data you are not retrieving, you have not to write it. If you will write, you will get exception, like query exception you will get. Okay, which field data you are retrieving, you have to write, else you have not to write it. must be the direct page rank page
So page
it
block,
consistent.
page block tag.
Okay, now I'm going to save it. So when I will click on the preview button, I'll get the output. But I want to display the records on console screen also. And in page block here, what I'm doing, I'm going to write the title. In title, I'm going to display total record. Total records will display. Yeah, what you can do, you can write here also. Account object records. Okay, so I'm clicking on preview button. When I will click on the preview button, I will get all the records of the account object. So page is reloading. When page will reload, constructor will execute. In constructor, I have written logic. What logic I have written? I'm fetching the record. Okay, so I'm getting all the records. How many records I'm getting? 118. You can see. I want it in bold. I'm going to use HTML tab. I want to break the line. I want to use it. What I want, I don't want all the records. I want 10 records. So if you want some record, you can put limit. Okay, you can use limit keyword. And when you will use limit keyword, means it's the third keyword. You have to break the line. Okay, it's a good way to write the query. If you will follow any YouTube channel, so you will get like that. It's not a good way to write the query. It's a good, okay. Whenever you will get the SOQL keyword, you have to break the line. Okay, now again I'm clicking on preview button and page is reloading. Total records 10, and you can see I'm getting 10 records. Okay, now what I want to display it on console screen also. I want to check if data is coming. Okay, I also want to check it in console screen. So here I'm writing system.debug account info, and I'm writing ACC list. Okay, I want to check the size also. So second keyword I'm going to write total records.
Total
Now I'm going to debug it. Okay, so I have not written any method. I have not written any method, so we don't need to call it. So when I will click on execute button, automatically constructor will execute. Okay, so total records 10, account information you can see I'm getting. So in one line, I am getting all the records. In one line, I am getting all the records. What I want all the records one by one. I want to view the information one by one on console screen. ठीक है, जैसे यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले हो रहा है, फर्स्ट लाइन में फर्स्ट रिकॉर्ड, सेकंड लाइन में सेकंड रिकॉर्ड. So I want to view it one by one in console script. So how can we do it? We have for each loop and for loop. Okay, we have to.
If we use index method and we do the for loop or for
Yeah, if we will use for loop, we will use index, and maybe it would be complex. It will be complex. So mostly we use for each loop to iterate the record. Okay, Hina ma'am, do you know for each loop? Do you have idea?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, so what I want to, we have 10 records. I want to iterate it one by one. I want to display record, I want to display account record information one by one. So
Mhm.
if you want to iterate the record, so you can use for each loop. Okay, for each loop and for loop also. But for each loop is the good loop to iterate the record. So I'm going to use for each loop. So how we will write for each loop? Okay, simple, right?
for account.
For keyword, and I already told you when you will use the scope. When you will define the class, you will use the scope. When you will define the method, you will use scope. When you will write the condition, you will use scope. When you will write the loop, you will use scope. So here I am writing loop, so I'll use the scope. Okay, then then which information you want to iterate? I want to
List.
iterate ACC list. Okay, write it here. ठीक है.
No, sir, I think account will be here.
First step object name, then
Account
list
object name.
and
Yeah,
column.
let me teach.
Oh,
Okay. In ACC list, we have 10 records. Means we have multiple records. So I want to iterate ACC list. Okay. So I am iterating ACC 10 records. Okay, I've written it here. Okay. So what will happen when we will write ACC list? So all the records will come here. All the records will come here. 10 record will come here. What we have to do? We have to send it one by one. Okay. So where you will send, you can create any variable. Okay. So I have created one variable ACC. In ACC, record will come. How many record will come? Only one record will come. Okay. So one record where you will store, ma'am, Hina ma'am, where you will store one account record.
In account variable
Yeah. So you have to write that data type. Okay.
account.
In ACC list, we have 10 records. Okay. From 10 record, one record will come in ACC, and it means one record will come in ACC. So one record where you will store. You will store in account. So you have to write account data type. If you are getting string type information, you will write string. If you are getting contact, you will write contact. Okay, ma'am. So ACC
Yes, sir.
is the account. ACC is the variable in which we are storing account type information. Okay, so it's a way to write it. Then you can write system.debug. So in ACC, first account information will come. In ACC, first account information will come. So I want to print the name. First account name. Then rating, type, industry, okay, and more event. So first record will come in ACC, then whatever logic you will write in for loop, it will execute. So first record name will print, rating, type, industry, and depending. Then again we will check. Second record will go, second record will iterate, third record, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10. After 10, there is no report, so we will come out from the loop. Okay. So if you want to write any custom message, you can also write. You can use double quote, and you can write the message also. Account name, account rating, account event. This message I also want to display. Okay, now I'm going to save. Okay, then I'm going to debug it. So when I will click on execute, we will check the code of line number 13 to 80.
Data should be in table.
Click on debug only, and you can see. So now I'm getting report one by one. Name testing, name rating type industry event, first report information. Then Bajaj second report information, Grovia third. You can see. Okay. So do you have any doubt, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, so it's a way of for each. First write for, then you have to write then you have to write list name, which list you want to iterate it. Then create one second variable, store it in variable, and write the data type of the second variable, which type of data you are storing.
Sir, can we write one account object information in a row? Like sec.name plus space plus sec.rating.
Yes, we can write.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am, it is possible.
okay, sir.
According to Preeti ma'am wants, I want to write like that. Yes, ma'am, it is possible. We can also write like that. Then all information will print in one, means name and rating for this. Okay, so then guys, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, else we can end this session. Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Good. Okay, then you all can leave the session. You can enjoy your day. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Take care.
Take care, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
sir.
Ting.